Our goal is to join and compress these two wooden cylinders by using a plate. We choose a 6-hole dynamic compression plate and center it over the fracture line. We plan the placement of the first screw in the right cylinder. We drill a 3.2 millimeter hole approximately 1.5 millimeters away from the cylinder edge. The length of the screw to be used is measured through the plate. We tap a 4.5 millimeter thread through both cylinder walls and insert a corresponding cortical screw. In order to place the screw in a neutral position in the plate hole, we pull the plate in the direction of the cylinder edge and insert the screw tightly. We secure the plate to the cylinder using the self-centering bone-holding forceps. We reduce the second cylinder and secure cylinder and plate with this reduction clamp. The yellow drill sleeve for dynamic compression plates is a drilling template to position the drill hole eccentrically. We place the drill sleeve into the hole close to the fracture line. The arrow must point toward the fracture line. We now drill a 3.2 millimeter hole through both cylinder walls. Observe how the bore hole lies eccentrically in the plate hole. We gauge the depth through the plate and slip the drill guide over the drill sleeve so that the teeth of the sleeve do not damage the plate. We tap the 4.5 millimeter thread and insert the appropriate cortical screw. As the head of the screw is drawn into the plate hole, it advances along the sliding track in the plate and thereby displaces the cylinder toward the fracture. This results in compression of the two cylinders. It is possible to considerably augment this compression by placing a second eccentric screw into a hole in the plate on the opposite side of the fracture line. Be careful that the arrow on the drill guide points toward the fracture line. Drill a 3.2 millimeter hole measure the depth, tap the 4.5 millimeter thread and insert the screw. In order to achieve full compression of this screw, we first remove the reduction forceps and loosen the first plate screw slightly. Then, by tightening the eccentric screw further, the cylinders are compressed even more. The neutral plate screw loosened earlier may now again be tightened. We see that the line is narrower near the plate than opposite it. In order to gain compression on the opposite side, we may pre-stress the plate by bending it slightly. We remove the plate and use the bending press. If you place the plate on the lower anvil, the plate will be bent upward. Placing it on the upper anvil will have the opposite effect. We bend the plate in the middle. In order to do this, the screw on the anvil is tightened, and using the lever, the plate is deformed. The plate should lift off the wooden cylinder about 1 or 2 millimeters. We replace the screws, tighten the eccentric screws alternatively, and finally, the neutral screw. We now have achieved compression on the opposite side as well by bending the plate or pre-stressing it. Finally, we introduce screws into the vacant holes of the plate. Use the neutral drill guide for plates and the 3.2 millimeter drill. The bore hole is centered in the plate hole. After gauging the depth and tapping, the screw is inserted. The screw head lies at the lowest point of the gliding track.